Okay, this is Mark from Mercury Pyro. We're making a video today on how to update the controller, which is a two-step process. One of which is to update the radio in the controller. We're going to do that first. We're going to be using this file called Iskra Controller 052819, which I'm going to send you in the via WeTransfer along with the update package. And the update archive has all the files that are needed to update the CPU unit on the controller. But what we'll do is start by putting this controller file in the snappy images folder, just like we did with this previous remote file. So that goes into Documents, well, in my case, because my portal is installed in Documents, but wherever your portal is installed, and then there's this folder, Snappy Images, and you want to make sure that this controller 052819 is been copied to that folder. So that's the first order of business there. Then we're going to install the USB cable to the snapstic, which you may recall from the last remote update video. So we're going to plug in my case, I'm using this paddle snapstick. In your case, you have the board with the cable that has the snapstick on the pegboard that I sent you. So we're going to launch Portal now. So we launch Portal, and the usual handshaking. It's going to try and connect on USB 0. The number of your USB port may differ, but we're going to connect with that, and we get a number. We get a blue one. We always get one blue one at least, and that 04C116 matches the value on the radio itself. So that's the last 6 characters of the MAC address. So we want to see 04C116, which it does. Okay, so we're in good shape there. The next thing we want to do is select this, and we go over to the right-hand screen, and we see this network ID 1C, 2C. So our objective is to change that to all Fs. And the way we do that is we go over to Built-in, and we find this Set Net ID. They're alphabetically ordered, so we find Set Net ID, double-click on it, and it comes up with this window. And we want it to be 0x and 4 Fs, just like this. We say OK. So what we've done, then we go over here to refresh node information, which is the third one over. Refresh node. We notice that this has changed to all Fs now, which is what we want. Okay, now we go back over here. We're going to ignore this Iskra remote. This is one of the field modules, which is peaking itself up, which is turned on in the other room at my house, but we don't. That's not what we want. We're going to say broadcast ping at this point. Okay, now we see some other devices show up. We're looking for this one called controller. Okay, so there's a controller that has an image from back in January 6th, and its address is 0A9049. Okay, so we're going to select that one, and then before we program it, we're going to go over here to our controller, and we're going to put the cursor on the battery, and we're going to click this enter button a dozen times rapidly until this diag tab comes up. Okay, so once this diag tab comes up, you've unlocked the secret decoder ring into various diagnostics of this controller. And one of the buttons off to the right is lockout radio, or one of the choices. So we're going to select lockout radio. The idea is that the controller is cut off but from the radio while we're doing this update. Okay, so then we go over here where we've selected this radio address, and then we move over to the right-hand side of the screen and we select Upload Snappy Image. Now remember, we've put the controller.py file into our snappy image folder, so it should appear here. And it says Iskra controller 052819. So we're going to click on OK at this point. And then we're going to see this update taking place. Okay, super duper. So we just updated. Once it's finished, we should see the device image associated with the radio is now Iskra controller 052819. So we're in good shape there. Okay, now the next step is to take the, see, I'm going to disconnect from the shutdown portal because I'm done with that. Pull out the cable to your snapstick and then plug in this USB stick. Okay, so now what you want on this USB stick, okay, is, okay, we're going to look for this image called update. So the image is called update. Okay, so what we're going to do is we unpack this update. So we say extract all, and we're going to extract it to, what you want to do is extract it to the top level of your USB stick. So I'm just going to extract it directly there. Now I've done this already, so it's going to say that it's going to overwrite, but in your case, I'm just going to skip it because I've already done it. But in your case, you'll want to do the extract to the top level of the USB stick. So I'm not going to bother doing that since I've already done it. But that shows you how to set up. So you'll get these files like serial KO, etc., and these various files that will extract. Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of other junk on this stick, so it's kind of obscured. But in any case, it will extract those files to the top level of the USB stick. Okay, so now I'm going to eject the USB stick. I'm going to go down and eject it, wherever it may be, right here. So I right click on it and say eject. Okay, now I can take it out and just go over here to my controller and plug it in right here, like so. Okay, so time goes by. The controller is scanning and says, do you want to do this update? Okay, so, all right, so this is a pretty old software on there, back from December of 19. So we're going to update it with June 23rd, which is recent, let's say. So we say, okay. And the splash screen comes up. And then after a while, it says press OK to continue, yes. Okay, now rebooting in 10 seconds. It may ask you if you want to clean up the dev environment. If it does, the answer to that is yes. But you can, I believe you'll see the same thing that I'm seeing now, where it basically goes down and reboots. Now it's going to sit here for a while before it comes back up again. Maybe a minute or so. Okay. maybe 2. It does take a while to do this update. Just let it sit. Don't do anything. It'll come back eventually. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we're back on the air again. Okay, the familiar radar screen going out looking for field modules is spinning around, so we've found our, we seem to be back on the air again, and here's our field modules, and we're off to the races. So this is a successful update. Thank you very much. Have a great day. As always, give me a call if you've got any questions. Bye now.